first and foremost, when I first get involved in the area of performing arts and specifically music, I was at the age of 7 years old. Bawah naungan pakcik saya, Imran bin Ahmad, saya bermula berjinak-jinak dalam so-called traditional Malay music and performing arts lah. Daripada Dikir Barat, Kompang dan sebagainya. Dan daripada pengalaman itu saya telah dibenarkan bergaul dengan orang, dan daripada situ saya rasa tertarik dengan alat pergenangan mula membesar, dan dengan cara tak sengaja ni benda tu jadi kerjaya pilihan dan cara kehidupan saya. Mungkin apa yang berbeza adalah kalau waktu dulu tu tak ada YouTube, tak ada social media, dan cara kita mengajar tu atau belajar adalah daripada elemen yang di depan kita lah. Dan mungkin apa yang berbeza sekarang, kita tak perlu ada cikgu untuk nak belajar muzik atau nak belajar sebarang tentang seni. Kita sendiri boleh berjinak-jinak dan kita sendiri boleh buat research dengan kebolehan kita. But what is the same is there are still an increasing amount of people who wish to make arts their career, and this is for me it's a positive thing, but it needs a lot of contribution, a lot of sense of responsibility, a lot of realization on the power of arts in the lives of your audience. My experience being on stage brought me to a level where I realized that there is a need for formal education, and specifically in music. I had the opportunity to study in LaSalle College of the Arts for a diploma in world music actually, and during that diploma studies I immersed myself in world of drums and percussion. For those who are unaware, it encompasses all the different ethnic drums or ethnic cultures of the world. It might be ranging from Malay, Kelantanese, Sundanese, Javanese, and then we move on to South Indian, North Indian, Carnatic and Hindustani, and then we move to Latin American, Afro-Cuban, Brazilian, and then we move to Oriental, Korean, Japanese, and the list goes on, even classical music, and this is the very reason why for me the step to LaSalle was very important, because it allowed me to realize my fullest potential, in which the drums and percussion could be a means of expression, and that I needed more avenue to better equip myself. So LaSalle was the step I took to allow me to understand the music better. I think this is a journey. Ini adalah satu perjalanan yang diolah oleh satu pilihan sebenarnya. It's a personal choice. After being in the scene for more than 20 years, I've realized that there is a need for me to bring back the urgent need to feel acquainted and feel responsible for our own tradition and culture, and specifically there is a huge potential in our Malay drums and percussion that hasn't been tapped upon. It was a personal choice to learn the Afro-Cuban drums and specifically to play the drum pandero, because I feel that a small instrument like that, it was very powerful. I could be on stage in front of thousands of people, hundreds or even 10 people, and create an impression, which is a positive effect that I wish to further enhance in my journey as a percussionist. I couldn't do that with a rebana or kompang, so I needed that to realize that I could actually do that. And then after a while, after 20 years, I sat down and then I thought about it. What is the deeper meaning in me being a performer? What is the purpose in doing this? Then I realized what was my first love. And my first love was the rebana, was the kompang, was the hadra, was the entire DK Barat percussions. And I realized that, hey, you know, maybe I should spend some time doing that. And that became the birth of Nadi Singapura. And I think till date, Nadi Singapura has contributed to a large extent on making our scene more energetic, more diverse, eclectic mix of performing arts coming from the Malay community, and especially when the performers are at their growing age, being youth. So yeah, I think it was like you said, an organic journey for me, being a musician from a percussionist, realizing my potential as a musician, having traveled around the world, and then looking back at our own unique identity and harnessing that as a power for us to move forward. So yeah, that's we really need to define what music is from an individual's perspective. Music can be a source of entertainment, it can be a source of relaxation, it can bring social interaction, can build social interaction, it can be a tool that is being used to commemorate a certain occasion. And basically, what is music in your life? How do you perceive music is the most important thing. It might be too extreme, where music is something just that pass by in your life every day, or music can be a religion to you. That means it's something that you cannot live without. It must be, you know, at 8 a.m. you listen to this song, and then 10 a.m. it really depends. But for me, the most important thing is if you want to know more in detail about the power of music or what music can bring you, and studying it is a possible way of knowing things. You know, it's like reading a book. If you have never read the book, in the particular word that you don't know, and if you don't go back to the dictionary, you will never know what's the meaning of the word. So in music, it's the same thing. It's about discovering, and then you discover a new emotion that, you know, is significant, or it corresponds to that particular phrase or notes. But other than that, when we go deeper into music in the eye of the Malay community, I think it gets even tougher, because the Malay community is like a sponge. Whatever predecessors or whatever people who came to this part of the world have actually injected us with a lot of different, I could say, ingredients. The Portuguese came over, the British came over. That means we have that European influence, but before that we had the Arabs in, we had the Chinese in, we had the Indian people in. You know, all this trading, it created this beautiful amalgamation that the native of this land have incorporated. And over the years, with pop culture, and eventually, because we do not have a strong library or a source of education in which we can revert to, certain practices are still, the terrain is still not really defined yet. So I think particularly about the Malays knowing their own music seems to be rather unsure sometimes. It's like I say, music is a discovery, and I think it will mean a lot if our people can rediscover our own music.
Yeah.
Definitely, Nadi was meant for bigger things and greater things. The most important thing is to bridge differences and to form a generation of performers who are sensitive yet sensible, who can think about the next generation to come, who can make connections between racial differences or between just different opinions. These are supposed to be the group of performers who are able to connect, to find a deeper meaning in their own tradition, in their own unique identity, and to reach out to the masses. And yes, it is brought upon friendship. We emphasize on the importance of akhlak and not just ilmu. Because for me, that is the basis of every human, whether you are a performer or not. And if we can balance that, and if we can find that center line where we can walk alongside with our tradition, then I think it's a double happiness thing. It will even mean more. And right now, Nadi is on its 5th year. I think that's a bigger road, a longer road to take, and it's endless. So it can range a lot. But I would think somebody who inspired me a lot would be my late grandmother. That's like my first dive into realizing the power of patience, the power of love, the power of knowledge and giving. And I think my grandma have left me a very important character trait that I still hold it. I don't really. Yes, we do have pop references in our life that have made us to be able to discover. But I think some people just beside us are actually our true inspiration. And then I thank my grandmother for that. Her name is Zainab binti Muhammad Noor. And I think she's in a great place now. She was the one who made me. Okay, one of the things that she did was 2 weeks before she passed on, she remembered that a year ago she gave me $150 to buy my first tabla. The tabla was $300. So 2 weeks before, she gave me the rest of the $150. And then she left when I was in my 2nd week on Monday. On Monday morning, she left. She made me realize also to take music seriously and to go into the cell. There's a lot of things, and she is the one who tells me even if I stay in Woodland and my rehearsal place is in Orchard, just go after you do your homework, just go. So I started this culture in me at a very young age, thanks to her. So after subuh, go pasar. It was all inherited from her. Sell curry puff. She baked a curry puff and then I sell it. Those were the days, and that was, I think, the foundation. I think we were in this life. We are all given a chance, but the key is in your hands. Every step you take depends on your intention, and it's beautiful as you take each step. Another path unravel itself, and when you are there. The best thing to ask for or to seek advice from is your family members, because they are there regardless whether it's a good or a bad turnout. You will still be there. And with regards to that, if you choose to have your right hand holding music, or your left hand to hold something else, you must be very sure about what you're holding and where this hand is going to lead you to, whether it's to goodness or whether it is for fame or glory, or whether it's really, the most important thing is you must really know why you're doing this. It is okay to do it without knowing at this young age, but as you move forward, you must realize that you have a responsibility and you are the chosen one to do this. Nobody else is supposed to do this because you want to do this. And as you move forward, be humble. Stay humble at all possible times. It's okay if people don't know your contributions, if they don't regard your contribution, but the most important thing, if you're honest about it and you don't wish to be, someone who people praise upon or glorify, then I think life will be beautiful as it is. I think music is something really driven by the heart, mind, body and soul.